Now that you've learned to turn one piece of content, like a video on Facebook, into multiple forms, including a podcast, a blog, a book, graphics, text, and more, what's next? Today on episode 223 of the In a Weekend podcast, we're going to talk about next steps. Welcome everyone to the In a Weekend podcast. I'm your host and the creator of the In a Weekend series of classes, where we help creators of all ages simplify the creation process. I am so glad you are tuning in live or listening over on the podcast. Before we dive into next steps with your content, I wanted to give a shout out to a listener. This review is from Kick Butt Leader, and she says, Yang is an amazing podcast host. I love her mission of bringing families together through their electronic devices. Her interviews are always with interesting individuals with great suggestions. The podcast is a must-have for families. Thank you, Kick Butt Leader, who I know is Connie Myers. I appreciate your kind words, Connie. And if you haven't yet left a review for us over on Apple Podcasts, I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think, and the next listener shout out could be for you. Okay, are you ready to dive in? Over the past several weeks, we have learned to transform a single piece of content into multiple. I've shared resources on how to transform your videos into audios and your audios into text. I will most definitely share all those resources again for you today on the show notes over at yangpratt.com/223. Over the past several weeks, I've gotten tons of messages and feedback letting me know how impactful these last few weeks have been together. So many of you have reached out and said, thank you for helping me to make what was once a difficult concept of repurposing, or as we like to call it here, multiplying your message. It's become more simplistic. And that, my friends, is what we love to do. I would love to know whether you're listening on the podcast or you're live. Let me know in the comments, what was your favorite piece of transformation? Did you like turning your video into audio? Was that the most impactful for your business? Was turning it into text most impactful? Maybe it was making graphics from your text that was the most impactful. I want to know your number one favorite or most impactful piece of the puzzle when it comes to multiplying your message. Since I've gotten so much feedback and questions, and just people are pouring in with so many ways they're using their newfound content, I wanted to share something special with you. And if you are a subscriber of the podcast, you are hearing this first. So I definitely want you to run, don't walk, because we're going to have a little more fun this summer. As you know, we recently released a series of 21 videos all about strategies for a successful summer. These video lessons are really all about helping you to work less, to stress less, and to guilt less this summer. If you haven't already grabbed that, you can get that at today's show notes. Again, yangpratt.com/223. What I want to share, though, is something that kind of came out of this process of unpacking how we help our clients really multiply their messages by transforming that singular piece of content into multiple. And now our clients span across so many different genres and niches. Some of them are solopreneurs, some have bigger businesses they run, and some are families. We have a lot of families that come to us to help them help their kiddos really transform the time they're spending on devices from just being consumers of content to becoming creators of content. And that, my friends, is really what we're all about. Really simplifying the creation process so that everybody, no matter what your age, can really start to share those gifts and those talents and those special skills that only you have that you can bring to the world in a very you kind of way. So I want to announce that we are opening the doors for something brand new, and I'm so excited. The questions I got about the Multiply Your Message series here on the podcast, a lot of the questions had to do with, okay, I like how you can do that, and I've done this and I've done that, but I really need some help with the tactical bits of it. I have this software now, I'm just not sure what to do, and can you help me with creating my videos or my audios into an audiogram, or can you walk me step by step through how to create a graphic? Well, you are tuning in on the right day, my friends, because you're hearing this first. We are opening up the doors to our monthly implementation accelerator to help you really accelerate the rate with which you can implement all of these different pieces of content into your marketing strategy. It is the Multiply My Message, or M3 Implementation Accelerator. Each month, we're going to unpack one of the strategies and one of the techniques that I shared on the podcast, plus go into lots of detail about the how-to, step-by-step, along with an action plan for every month. We're also going to have a community of fellow creators who are right in the trenches with you, really wanting to simplify how they are creating content by making it easier. And that is by leveraging what they've already created. And of course, the magic word is multiplying. If you are interested in being part of this new implementation accelerator, we are going to start in July. You can leave me a message down below, or you can head over to yongpratt.com/M3 to submit your application. Now, membership is by application only because I want to make sure that the community we're cultivating, or the tribe of multipliers that we are cultivating, can really help and lift one another up. I want to make sure we're all in it for the right reasons, and we're all wanting to move forward together, because I know when it comes to content, sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. And while I love to help you multiply your message and simplify here on the podcast and even in our classes, some people want a little more hand-holding and a little bit more time with me. And I would love to give you more time to help you really, really, really simplify your content creation strategy. Whether you have a business or you're raising kiddos, or maybe you are a classroom teacher and you are wanting to really transform how your kids are using their devices inside your classroom by creating things like a published book as part of what they can expect to create within your class. Again, head over to yongpratt.com/M as in multiply 3, because it's multiply my message, because the message is yours. I want you to multiply your message quickly and easily, and I want to be there with you to walk you step by step and hold your hand through the creation process and give you all the tools and resources you need to really make that happen. And of course, if you're a longtime listener, you know that we're going to be implementing or deploying some smart automations to make all of this happen. So there you have it. Again, if you're a subscriber, you're hearing this first. So run, don't walk. If this idea of simplifying content creation by multiplying what you've already created appeals to you, I would love to see your application come through. Okay, my friends, that is it for today's podcast. You can get all of the links to the resources that we've used over the past several months on the show notes, yongpratt.com/223. And I'll also put a link for the Multiply My Message Implementation Accelerator that begins in July. Be excited, my friends, very excited about the possibilities that exist for you and your message when you are in a community of multipliers who want to really make a bigger impact by multiplying their messages right alongside you. I'll catch you on the next episode. Cheers, my friends.